Welcome back. In this demonstration, we're going to be looking at how to decorate our Stabile sculpture. In the last demonstration, we looked at how to make the Stabile pieces, and we talked about how they needed to be slotted so that when you're finished, the two pieces can slide together and stand up like this and stay stable enough to stand up so that we have a sculpture at the end. And our sculpture should be three-dimensional, meaning it takes up space. It's not flat like a painting or a drawing. All right. In this session, we are going to be looking at how to decorate it. Now, in this, there are three things that we want to talk about. And those three things are, raise your hand. Yeah, good. Three things are, number one, it's symmetrical. Okay, so the same thing is happening on this side as is happening on this side. The second thing is it's got a pattern. Okay, the pattern goes red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, red, orange, yellow, red, and then I run out of space, so I can't continue. But the pattern is coming from the edge towards the center or the center towards the edge, whichever way you want to think about it. And it's a centralized radiating pattern. It's not like a circle, 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 dot, circle, circle, square kind of pattern, but it's a pattern that comes in from the edge towards the center. The last thing is the colors. I've used only the warm colors. So if we look at our color wheel and we talk about the warm colors are on this half of the color wheel, red, orange, yellow, and the cool colors on the other half, green, blue, and purple. Okay, so in this particular one, I did the warm colors, which will have a very specific feel to them. They'll be warmer, brighter, not cool like the cool colors. Okay, in this taller one, I'm actually going to do the cool colors and demonstrate how to do those. So, for your decorating, you're going to choose three markers. You're going to choose three of the colors that you want to use, whether they're warm or cool. That's going to be your artistic choice. And then you're going to make sure that you have a second piece of paper that's going to slide underneath your first piece so that you don't get a bunch of marker all over the table. This is going to be kind of hard because it's white on white, but I guess we'll remove it in just a minute. So you're going to start with whatever color you want. I'm going to start with green. And I'm just going to do a nice thick border around the edge. So if you hold your marker to the side and use the thicker part, you can make a nice thick line and trace over that line a couple times to make it nice and thick. So I did about 3 thicknesses there. I'm going to continue on this side. And you want to have no white space left over. Okay, so there's no white space there. Then I like to turn mine, because I like to kind of work around the edge and turn my page as I go. So I'm going to kind of continue here and do my like 3 swipes, and what I'm doing is I'm following the contour line that goes around the edge of my sculpture side. Notice I'm not just making it straight. Since the edge of my sculpture is curved, I'm going to follow that curved line. This is going to make the sculpture look really interesting later, because all of the lines that go into decorating it will then also follow the actual sculpture part of it, which is kind of cool, and will make it look very nice by the end. All right. As I continue, you want to be careful with markers that you don't start rubbing over the edge with your fingers that are on the table, because what'll happen is those pieces will start to smear, because they'll still be just a little bit wet, and you don't want them to smear too badly. So you can kind of get the idea of how I'm doing this. Once you get done with your first ring around, then you want to start with your second color. And your second color, you can choose whatever you want. Cap your marker so it's closed nicely, and then choose your next color. I'll just follow the rainbow colors, green, blue, and then I'll do my violet last. And you'll notice that I've kind of went off my paper here, and that's why we had that extra paper underneath. Then once you've got your first ring done, you won't need that anymore, so you can just use the next color. And if you overlap just a little bit onto your first color, it should be all right, because the colors, since they'll be next to each other on the color wheel in analogous colors, they shouldn't be too too harsh or make too much of a big line or something that you're going to notice it as you're drawing. So after you get your second color, make sure that you're going carefully, neatly, so that you're not making sloppy work, okay, and you have it nicely, neatly drawn. And after you get your first couple marker patterns in, you're going to want to make sure that you're continuing your pattern really nicely so that your pattern really is a pattern. So at this point, you probably fast forward through me doing the coloring, because you don't really need to watch this, and just make sure that you understand the concept that it should be colored in a pattern format, and that you're using either the warm colors or the cool colors. You could choose to use cool colors on both of your Stabile pieces, or you could choose to use warm colors on one and cool colors on the other. Okay, that's the finished product. Now, I only did one side. Okay, make sure that for both of yours you do both the front side and the back side, so when we put the two together, they'll create quite a contrast between the warm and the cool colors, like that. Okay, now when you do it, make sure that you've done both sides nicely. You've chosen warm colors on one, cool colors on the other. And just to remind yourselves, warm colors are red, orange, yellow. Sorry, red, orange, yellow. And the cool colors are green, blue, and violet. Okay? So that's how you do the decorations for your Stabile project.